What is up? We are live. This is Cody Askins, your host tonight for another amazing webinar with my buddy, Mr. Bernard Borges. Bernard, how are you, sir?
I am well. Thanks for having me, Mr. Cody. I'm excited, man. Happy to be here. I've been waiting to do this like months.
Dude, I have been so jacked and excited for this specific episode because there's so many people in the world that would like to build wealth. And Bernard is going to give you some basics on building wealth and maybe get even into some not so basics for building wealth as well. He's someone that we've been hanging out for a while, respect what he's doing, love this cat, everything he's about, have a ton of respect for him and what he's building. And so I'm excited tonight for him to really share some details. Also, for those that are jumping in, let us know that the chat is working and type where you are watching from. Okay, as you join in, whether it's Florida, Maine, Springfield, Missouri. Bernard, where are you at?
Oh, we got them from all over.
Dude, yeah. Bernard, where are you at, by the way?
I'm in Miami.
Let's go.
305.
305. Yeah, we got Atlanta, Texas, California. We have Nalinda is in Miami.
Yes.
New York, Florida, Dallas, California, Virginia, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Pittsburgh, Miami again. Catherine's in Miami too.
Yes,
Orlando, Carolina, Charlotte, Florida, North Carolina, Florida, San Antonio, Texas, Delaware, Ontario, Canada, Chicago, Miami, Richmond. Let's go, man. Winter Springs, Florida. I love it, dude. I love it. Already a good turnout. This has been a really registrations have popped these last couple of days. I appreciate y'all being on. Appreciate you being a part of this thing. I love doing these webinars where we can bring on really impressive experts who can share their knowledge on different topics. So Bernard, man, why did you agree to do this tonight, buddy? I know you're super busy. You got a lot going on, and I'm grateful you're here.
Well, in the spirit of giving, I've been given a lot. You know, my situation, you know, as I talked about on our last podcast, you know, I had some great mentors that have freely shared. And so I felt like the same should be, you know, done when you get it to a certain place, you should do the same. And so, you know, my goal here tonight is to inspire insurance agents to understand that they actually are way more than insurance agents. They're wealth builders, and they actually have the ability to help clients on a whole different level than they ever thought possible. And so what we're doing is we're, you know, really revolutionizing the market, Cody, because we're showing people how their license, they don't need to get anything else, will allow them to be able to help clients at a level where the client didn't even know it was possible. And we'll get into that tonight, how that is, and, you know, talk about different, you know, strategies that we can help and how many angles that they can get clients from using our system. So we're just looking for a lot of folks to join us in this crusade to help clients on a whole different level. Life insurance is not about death policies. That's the bottom line.
That's exactly right, man. I love that. Okay. Also, as you guys are jumping in, man, if you're excited for tonight's webinar, type wealth in chat for me as we're about to go in to drop in some bombs on wealth building and some of the basics around that. What's up, Gary? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Treese? What's up, Nalinda, Samantha, Jessica, Francis? What is up? I can't even keep up, man. Okay.
No, rolling. A lot of these folks, some of these are my agents. Love it. Love the support. Thank you.
Let's go. Dude, they're excited. They're focused. They're engaged. So Bernard, man, for those that don't know you yet, I would love for you to share some of your story.
Okay. Sure. From humble beginnings, Trenton, New Jersey, representing. Trenton makes, the world takes, they say. Not so much anymore, but that definitely was the history. A lot of industrial stuff was there. They made toilets. They made all kind of different, you know, things that we use every day. But so I got my start there, moved to Miami 5 years ago with a practice company to expand my business. And thank God I did. I met a gentleman here who I'm not going to have a problem with, a shameless plug. His name is Mark Tarolia. And he, you know, basically made a friend, as he said, made a friend before he needed him. And we just were friends, you know, just colleagues that just respected each other's business. He had come from the same company I had come from, and we got together and the opportunity presented itself. And, you know, I'm kind of a go-getter, and he is too. And so we combined forces. And so as of last year, February, was it 22nd, we started our, you know, partnership, and then we went really full with it a couple months later. And, you know, prior to that, I had had some counsel from one of my mentors who taught me about wealth building, because I was just going to be a final expense specialist all my career. So I thought. And then this wealth building education came my way. And, Cody, you found yours. Well, I found my purpose at that time, about 3-4 years ago, and realized that not only am I an educator to clients, but I'm also an educator, even more of an educator, because I can reach more clients by educating agents. So I became an educator of agents, hence the name, The Professor. And so that kind of is where all that started. And then, we just wanted to expand. I have a thirst for getting to more agents and seeing more agents winning. My partner, Mark, also feels that way, which is why we're doing so well together. And so my job is just to get the message out to agents. Agents at the end of the day are independent. They can make whatever decision they want. I just feel like they need to have all the information in front of them to make the best decision for them and their family. And so I got here from just basically being a top agent. As our last podcast, I did 85,000 in 2 months, utilizing, group seminars and stuff like that. And so we're kind of doing the same thing, just now with bigger numbers. We moved the decimal point over a couple notches. And so we're just doing the same thing with bigger numbers. God had kind of prepared me at that point to be ready for where we are now. And so there it is. Yes, sir. He wrote 85 grand in 2 months. That's him. And so we're just elated to be in a position to help. I am, blessed, and my family's blessed. By the way, I told you I got all 3 of my kids now in the business, so I'm excited about that. And they're getting ready to burn up the airways. Matter of fact, I might even put them with you. But the point is, we're here now, and Cody, we're just here to give information. We want people to know that there's an outlet for them to comfortably learn this wealth building process and don't feel overwhelmed. We have all the structures in place. We have all the support in place. Basically, all they got to do is find a client, and we take care of everything, including selling everything. So it's a full, I know this is a widely used term, but it's full turnkey, truly turnkey. And the commissions are crazy. We'll get into that down the road. So yeah, I think that's the story.
I love it, man. So what's the plan for tonight? We're talking about wealth building. What can we expect to learn? And let's jump in.
All right. Well, what you can expect to learn tonight is specifics about wealth building. We're going to talk terminology. A lot of people use these terms interchangeably and is incorrect. So we want to make sure that we understand the terminology is being used. If we're going to be wealth builders, we got to make sure we're using the language in the vernacular correctly. And then also application. I'm not about theory. I'm about application. So I want them to be able to know, a client or an agent, my client, which are agents, to be able to know exactly what they have in their current situation that's already a wealth building situation that they don't know of. And then how to go out and find wealth building clients. Also, some of the triggers that you want to be able to touch on in order to get a client excited about the prospects of being a wealth building client. Because wealth building is a mindset. Honestly, it's a mindset. Again, we're so plugged in with life insurance being a death policy. We got to start talking about, the term is life insurance. So we got to start talking about life and lifestyle. That's what we're into, lifestyle. So we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a different approach too, compared to a lot of companies. I like that. That's more your approach. I mean, it's there's so many benefits while someone is living. Actually, there's way more benefits.
Way more.
Yeah, way more.
So, they're going to get that. We're going to talk about those benefits. We're going to talk about strategies versus what they're currently doing. I think sometimes we get hung up on, well, tell me about this program. Tell me about how this works and that works, instead of the current condition. The fear of loss is greater than the anticipation of gain. So I want to make sure they understand what they're losing by staying where they are. See, you're making a decision. Their client and the agent is making a decision by remaining where they are. So we're going to cast a light on that so that we can expose that. And that sometimes also gets people to move the needle, as well as what we're going to talk about with the positive and the benefits of having the wealth building for the agent and for the client. Yes,
I love it. Well, dude, how do you want to do this? I'm thinking about just muting myself, shutting up, and letting you take it away. What do you think?
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna treat it like a wealth building university class. I'm just gonna get right into the basics, and then I like for you just to kind of, stop, because I can run on. So just stop in between, just say, hey, let's, explain that a little bit more, or kind of maybe they'll have some questions in the chat. You can see something that, you want me to touch on or clarify or anything like that. And we'll just do it like a little lecture, if that's fair.
Perfect. I'm in.
All right, let's do it. So wealth building 101. The first thing is you got to identify what wealth building is. Wealth building is a mindset that comes from or stems from the IRS tax code 7702. 7702 is a tax code. It has a lot of different variations within the 7702, but basically what it says is that we, the IRS, will recognize life insurance products that are set up as bank accounts. So these are bank accounts, but as long as they have a life insurance product attached to it, we're going to recognize it as exempt from taxes. Just like they recognize churches, 501c3s, and other tax-exempt programs, this falls into that category. It's a natural, organic loophole to avoiding paying heavy Uncle Sam fees for money that you earn and for money, what they call capital gains. So it allows for you to operate on a high level financially without ever having to pay any taxes on your principal. But here's the rub. You also don't have to pay any taxes on the money that you can pull out. Let's just say, for sake of argument, let's think of it as a line of credit. So this is a line of credit that automatically comes with the bank account. You know, like if you go to a bank and open up a bank account, you got to qualify for a line of credit. We don't want that. We want to be able to, because, you know, you may have credit issues, you may have background issues, you might have, you know, financial issues. None of that applies. As long as your health is where it needs to be, then you are able to get this line of credit. Usually it's 80 to 85% of the principal that you put in. So you got a client. Let's just talk about a situation. Let's do some practical situation. Let's say you have a client that you're doing life insurance for, and you do your fact finding and you find out they, you know, save $1,000 a month. They wanted a mortgage protection to protect their $400,000 home. Okay, so they call you up, you come over, or you're on the phone with them, and we do telesales here. But you are on the phone with them, and they say, "Yeah, we're looking for, you know, a quote for $400,000. What are you looking to achieve?" "Well, I want to, you know, in case I die, I want to have my house paid off so my, you know, beneficiaries don't lose, you know, any kind of value in the house. You know, they don't lose the house." So at that point, I'm going to say, "Well, I noticed you save $1,000 a month." "Yeah, you know, here or there." I would say, "Well, how much is that $1,000? What is that $1,000 doing for you?" And they probably would laugh and say, "Absolutely nothing, just collecting dust. It's just piling up, you know, every month that I'm able to save it." "Well, what if, Mr. Client, I told you that I can get that money to double every 6 to 8 years, in as little as 6 to 8 years, double. And you're 42 right now. So let's just say between now and retirement, it can double. I don't know. That's what, 23 years. It could double probably 3 times. So how much do you have saved now?" "Well, I got about 15 grand in the account." And then I would say, "Well, what else do you have that acts like life insurance? Do you have an IRA, 401k, 403b, you know, pension, anything like that?" "Well, yeah, I have some money saved away, tucked away in a broker account. Got about 30,000 in there. Lost about 20 over the past year." "Oh, you did? Yeah. Well, you know what, man? Everybody did. But you know what? This plan that I'm talking about allows you to avoid ever losing money. Why? Because we have what they call a floor. The IRS allows us to have an absolute stop dead point of 0%. So no matter what the market does, it can't go below 0%. So we call that zero's your hero. And so that's called indexing. So the indexing means that we follow the stock market, we'll go up with the stock market and get credited those interest rates that are positive. But if it goes below 0, we stop at 0, while the rest of the market loses. So that's very important. So they get excited about that. And they say, "Well, wait a minute, what about my mortgage protection?" "Oh, well, remember, the bank account that I'm setting up, this private bank, includes a death benefit. So we got your coverage that you want anyway, but now you got this line of credit, you got this floor thing going on, you got this what they call compound interest, not simple interest like you get in your bank account, like at your commercial bank. This is a private bank. So you get the banker's interest, which is called compound interest. You're used to compound interest working against you, i.e. car loan, personal loan, mortgage, credit cards. Those are all compound interest. That's why when you pay the minimum payment, the balance never moves. So that compound interest is just killing you. You're swimming upstream. Now, yeah, Daniel, now you are on the the flip side of it, and now you're going downhill with the compound interest. So now you're able to benefit from compound interest instead of fighting against it. Then on top of that, here's where it gets fun for the client. So now I got your house covered. We got your, death benefit for that. Then we have this zero's your hero thing. So now you're no longer going to lose money that you're saving. You can reallocate the money that, let me tell you this. The money that he was saving in his bank account, that $1,000 a month, guess what the commercial bank is doing? They're taking that money and they're putting it into a private bank. Whatever they're not lending, they're putting into a private bank and they're making 10, 12% interest a year. So they're doing the exact thing. So what I tell people is, do you want your money to go into this private bank? It's going to the private bank regardless. The question is, do you want to go in it with your name on it or with your bank's name on it? Because it's going either way. All we're doing is cutting out the middleman and giving your money your name now. And now you're the benefactor instead of the bank. The bank's making 10, 12% a year and they're giving you 0.01%. That's what's happening. So let's talk about what else this plan does for you. In addition to that, what if you get hurt, Mr. Customer, and you can't work? And now you're disabled. You can't do 2 of the 6 daily living activities, like cleaning yourself, washing yourself, eating, dressing yourself, toileting, whatever. Well, this plan has a long-term care component to it. It'll pay your bills. It'll pay your mortgage, your utilities, your groceries. I'm not talking about medical bills. I'm talking about your daily living expenses. It allows for that too. It either comes in, depending on your illness, it could be a heart attack, stroke, or whatever. It's usually about 8 triggers. But depending on which one it is, because it could be chronic illness, it could be critical illness, or it could be terminal illness. Any of those things will trigger this. When that happens, you get either a lump sum that you're then able to put away and pay your bills until either hopefully you're recovered or for a long period of time, or they give you a monthly allowance until you're recovered or passed on, obviously. So either way, it's long-term care, essentially. And these are called living benefits. So now you got living benefits. Your money is growing while this is all going on. You got a death benefit in case you don't make it. And then on top of that, you have protection against the market no matter what happens. So this is what you call wealth building. Now, what does that mean? Wealth building means a lot to a lot of different people, and it's proportional. For instance, I've done a case so low, the lady was making $10,000 a year, not a month, a year. Okay. She had 2 policies that she was paying $130 for. The policies were worth $5,000 and $6,000 respectively. I came in with my wealth building program, got her $25,000 for the same price. So she 4x'd her death benefit, 4x'd it from 2x'd it from 11,000 to 25. Then she got the living benefits, she got the floor, and she also got the bigger death benefit, obviously the bigger death benefit. And now she has this cash savings that she never got in those other plans. So now it showed in 12 or 15 years, she would have about $9 grand. I just told you that she made 10 grand for the year. This lady cried because it was proportionate to what she's making. So that's the lowest case I've ever done. Now, flip that around. You got folks that are making, 200 grand a year, even more, but I'm just going to give you this case where they're making 200 grand a year. They're putting away $2,000 a month. Now they're in their mid 40s. By the time they're retired, I could have them making an income. Remember, they make 200 grand a year, maybe 15,000 a month, something like that. I can make, most people retire, they're making 40% of their normal income when they were working. I could have him retire making more than what he was doing when he was working because of the power of compound interest. So it works proportionally. So you think that guy's going to be happy to know that when he retires at 67, I think it was for him, 25 years, because it's 42 to 67. So in 25 years, he'll be in a position that he can basically have now he's putting more in, obviously. He's not putting $130 in. He's putting $2,500, and then it gets progressive. It goes up to $3,000 down the road, $4,000. But the idea is that this is money that he's just throwing in the bank anyway. That's not making any interest for him. Now, all of a sudden, it's making this crazy interest. It's doubling and tripling and quadrupling. He's not even thinking about it. Why? Because he's just going about his normal daily routine. His lifestyle's not being affected. This was just money he was putting away. A lot of those guys are also putting a big deposit. Don't underestimate the big deposit too, because that compound interest starts instantly. on that 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 that they're putting down, then they're coming back with the monthly, contribution. So it really explodes. Think of it as a snowball. If it's a little ball, it'll collect steam after a while to get bigger and bigger. And after a long while, it'll really have a lot of steam. But what if you start with a big snowball at the top of the hill? It's going to collect more steam faster. And so compound interest works the same way. The more you put in up front, the faster that momentum starts. The smaller amount you put in, it's still going to get there, but it's not going to happen overnight. So wealth is still a relative term to the client you're working with. But no matter what, exactly, avalanche, no matter what, they all are going to be in better shape than when you left them. I always said, I just want to leave a client better off fiduciary wise. I want to leave them better off than how I found them, period. And a wealth building candidate can never be left worse. They can't. They can't lose any money. They can only gain money. They have additional benefits than what they had prior. And they have this ability to have the line of credit. Now, here's where the line of credit comes in. Don't use the line of credit to go on vacation or to blow it on something. Buy a house, buy an asset, buy a boat if there's enough in there. Buy a car to rent, not to drive, to rent, to make passive income. So what we're going to do is have them making money on the principal that's in there making money. Because remember, when you borrow the line of credit, that's not your money. That's the private bank's money giving you bank-to-bank courtesy. That's why they don't need a background check. That's why they don't need a credit check, because you're a bank. So if you're a bank, the bank will give you courtesy money up to 80%, 85% loan to value of their cash account inside of their bank. You got 100,000 in there, you get 80 grand. You got 10,000, you get 8. So let's just say you got 10,000 in there. I can get them to use a line of credit of 8,000, buy a Toyota or a Chevy. Yes, this would be an IUL or Infinity banking system, either one. Now you can take that $8,000, purchase a car. Okay, always leverage, never buy. Billionaires will tell you don't own nothing. Grant Cardone was great for that. So buy, finance this vehicle, and now that's what's going to happen. You're going to be able to take this car and rent it. Now I'm in Miami, so we got rentals all day long. From the airports, from games, from activities. People just don't want to, drive their own car. They don't have their own cars. They're tourists. So they rent these cars. You can make a passive income of, $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month. Doesn't sound like much, but to a person who's netting, by the time they pay all their bills, $500, $1,000, that's crazy change to their lifestyle. And we call that making money while making money. You're making money on the new passive income you just created, ancillary business, on top of the compound interest that you're making on your principal that you never touched. Because that 8,000 has nothing to do with the 10,000 that you're in there. So think about it like this. When you put 10,000 in there, it's like having 18,000, because the bank is giving you a line of credit of 8 on top of the 10 that you have in there. So you never spend your principal. It keeps building, doubling, tripling, whatever, over those years. Meanwhile, you take the money that they gave you, the line of credit, and you're letting that make money for you. So that's where it gets really exciting. Now, obviously, the more you put in there, the more opportunities, Cody, you have to make additional money. I mentioned boats. If you have 30,000 of a line of credit, I could get you into a yachting service, a rental, a chartering service where you can make 10 to 15,000 a month. A month. You're not doing anything. I have people that are your eyes and ears, that run the boats, that do the whole thing. This is what they do anyway. All I'm doing is letting you buy in to their current business. We don't have to create a business. We don't have to start from scratch and hope that it works. It's already working. That's what these people make their livelihood off of. All we're doing is just simply buying into it, if you will, adding another boat to the fleet. And then it just goes right into the rotation. And so when somebody calls, I have, travel companies and what have you, to allow for you to be able to get these boats rented so that you have enough, servicing going on. They take care of the gas, they take care of the maintenance, they take care of any repairs. They do it all. They're already doing it. So bottom line, you're going to have that accessibility to be able to do that. Of course, you can use your own boat too. In Miami, we also have slingshots. These are these cute little buggies that people rent around in South Beach and what have you. Now, they've only been traditionally 2 doors. Now they're 4 doors. So that means families now, kids and father, mother, whatever, and 3 kids, whatever, Groups now can get into these cars. And so that's a booming, brand new service that's being offered to tourists down here. So that's something they can buy into for less than what a boat costs. You also have what they call water sports. So you got the jet skis and you got the jet skis and the water cars. Water cars, Cody. These are in Dubai. And what they are, they're a big oversized jet ski engine that they put a Bugatti on it. They put a Corvette on it. And it's like a mold of those cars. And then the driver just drives it like a jet ski, except it has two-seaters or four-seaters. And oh my gosh, yes, you could do RVs too. Absolutely. Anything that you want. You could buy a Wingstop. You could buy a franchise of any sort if you have the money in your account. It depends on what you got. Or you can, if you got enough money, you could do real estate. Put a down payment on an Airbnb. You know how much they go for down here in Miami? And keep in mind, you don't have to do it in Miami, but if you're not doing it in Miami, I can't manage it. So you can do it in any city you want. You can take your money and do whatever you want with it. This is not a forced thing. This is just an option. You can just leave the money in the account, never use the line of credit and just let it compound. But I'm a kind of guy that says, why wait? Yes, you're Chick-fil-A, absolutely. Why wait? If your money is there to be used and you have a viable way to earn a passive income on it, why wait 15, 20 years for the money to compound and double and triple? Yeah, let it do that too, but do something else with the money positively so that you can start making your money work for you instead of you working for your money. The more you make your money work for you and the faster it starts working for you and the more that you gain, guess what happens? You can stop working. You can stop at 55. You can stop at 50. Stop at 45, depending on when you start and how much you're involved in. You can stop at 60. You don't have to work anymore because you now turn the flip. That's what rich folks, all they are, is that they have just mastered the art of making the money work for them. Remember, they say money never sleeps. Let your money keep working for you even while you sleep. The problem is our money does go to sleep when we go to sleep. And then it wakes up when we go to work. And then it starts that account all over again. But if you can flip it and make the money work for you even while you're sleeping and you're not involved in it, the faster it gets to pick up steam on that, the less time you have to work for it. So that's what you want. So that's the idea behind wealth building. And those are small things. Like I said, this is the basics. So you can get somebody that's worth $250,000, somebody's worth $25,000. It works the same. It's proportionate. So that's, in a nutshell, how we're able to help folks out with our clients out with wealth building. That's your current clients that you currently have in your book. Those are clients that you are working with right now with any type of final expense, mortgage protection lead, okay? And then also warm market. Another thing that we don't do enough of as agents is we don't market ourselves on social media. I'm talking to the guru here. We have to begin to truly understand what social media is. It's an information superhighway full of billboards, marquee signs and all kind of, information to let people know who and what you are. If you choose to use it correctly, people will use you as a depot, a resource for wealth building or for insurance, period. It doesn't have to just be wealth building, anything. And you can use this and position yourself by always providing free information, by always having, informational stuff that people who aren't in the business kind of are confused about. Have third-party people talking about it, like me. Use my videos. Use your videos, whoever, talking about insurance. There's so many smart people in this business that are great educators and are great translators for agents, so that we can talk better, so that we can be looked upon in the right light. So when somebody says, I need this service, they think of you, the agent. They're not going to think of the professor. They're not going to think of Cody. They're going to think of you because you're in their immediate circle. And so you can leverage other people and get them to use your services based on all the information you've put out there. Plus, you can be, what's the word I'm looking for? You can be proactive and go into their inboxes, providing them, different videos of things that are related to some of the services that they offer. Again, it could be life insurance, it could be final expense, it could be mortgage protection, and then it could also be wealth building as well. And you can let them know that you have these services. And by the way, we call that dripping. Just drip on them. Don't spam them. Just drip on them here and there, because there's a proven fact. Every 6 months, all of us, through some degree of separation, are affected by death. Somebody's going to be passing on. Something's going to happen that wakes people up and realizes we're all mortals here. We all have a mortality date. So when that time comes, they say, I need to get my affairs in order. So one of the things that I do as a wealth builder is we offer a discounted estate planning. This is now leading into how do you find high net worth people to really do some real big wealth building. Because see, wealth building could be 2,500 in commissions, Cody. It could be 25,000 in commissions, but get ready for this. It could also be 250,000. One deal. And ready for this? It could be 2.5, one deal. So it just comes down to what the agent wants. If you want to be positioned to make 2.5 million deals in one deal, we could do that for you. Partner with the professor and you'll have that access to do that. We have the structure to do that. We have it's not me. It's the team. Cody, it's the team. The team is what makes us great. The team is what allows us to do the things that we do. Yes, we have a part in it. We play a part in it. But make no mistake, guys, people who are out here doing things at a big level have the right people working with them. So I will bring your client in and we will do all kinds of things to make sure that the client has the proper structure to what their goals are. We never impart our goals on them. We do the fact finding. We find out what they need and what they want. Depending on how big the client, obviously the bigger the goals. But we start out with a $1,500 to $2,500 estate plan. And that's the first step. But would you know that 90% of high net worth folks don't even have a simple will and trust in order? They're like, I mean to get to it, but I'm so busy, I haven't had a chance to get to it. Bro, you might die. Do you know that Prince died without a will? What's the other one? Gladys Knight, or not Gladys Knight. Aretha Franklin died without one too. Without a will. These are super high net worth people. Prince didn't have a will. Why? Because nobody got to him. Chadwick too. Yep, Boseman died without a will. These are super millionaires. So it's not about how much they're worth. It's about lack of knowledge. And so we put this estate planning out so the Chadwick Bosemans, the Princes, these other people can have trust. Because I just mentioned that how the IULs or the affinity banks have a halo around them called the 7702 that allows you not to have to pay taxes. Well, that's in life. Once the person passes, that estate can get crushed. Inheritance tax, estate tax, probate, all that. Well, if you have a trust around all your assets that you weren't paying taxes on in life, when you pass away, they get passed on in death the same way they did in life, tax-free. So you have to be able to do the trust once you get an estate that's worth to getting to that point. So the trust and the estate planning is how we go into it. Very low cost of entry for a millionaire, $2,500, $1,500, depending on the situation. So somewhere between $1,500 and $2,500, let's say $2,500. Then now we start to open up these questions. And that's what opens up the envelope for these opportunities to say, well, you got X money in the IRA. Why? All we do is ask why. This is what you do as agents. And when they can't answer it, you say, well, I'd like for you, Mr. Client, to consider X, Y, and Z. And we start laying these things out. Now, here's the best part, agent. You say, well, that sounds wonderful, Bernard. You got all this information. I don't. So how would I do that with my client? You won't. You won't. All you do is provide a simple form that you fill out for your client or your client fills out. And then we will do this with them via Zoom or in person. If they're a large enough client, we'll fly out to them wherever they are and we'll take them out. Some of you guys have high net worth people in your network right now that you can't touch because you don't have anything to offer them yet. So what we can do is we can put them in, you ready for this, Cody? We put them in a luxury. If I wanted you, this is what I would do. I will put you into our luxury experience program. What is a luxury experience? Let me give you an example. Cody, what do you like to do? What is, if you, on your pastime, what do you like to do? Go to basketball? So you like to go to basketball games?
Yeah.
Okay. So the NBA Finals is right now. Let's say we had a luxury experience opportunity for you and people that had the same like minds as you and they like basketball. Okay. So what he will do is he will then come in, he meaning our group will come in, and they will actually take you and probably like 4 or 5 other people, maybe. And then they're going to come and take you to Denver. And you're going to have a luxury time at Denver at hotel, obviously the top hotel, 5-star restaurants. And then essentially you're going to be able then to go to the game, obviously in a suite of some sort, or maybe on the floor, depending on what you guys want. All the while, we're going to be talking shop about how Cody can take his money, double and triple it in different ways to leverage your portfolio. Get your trust situation in order if you don't have that. Obviously, your will. All those different types of things while we're enjoying ourselves, doing the thing that you want to do. You're totally paid for, totally comped for everything, and there's no obligation. But we end up getting 70% of those folks to do some sort of business with us, sometimes higher in those luxury experiences. We took a group to Belize, 4 people, okay, went to Belize because they were big time fishermen. And they went for 4 days to fish in that beautiful cove out in Belize. And they probably, they did have an opportunity to catch these huge 200-pound fish. They ate at the best restaurants there. They were treated like kings and queens. And by the time it was all done, the agent who never went to the trip, okay, he didn't have to do any of that stuff. It was all done by our team. And then what he did was, let me tell you what he ended up with. $2.2 million in commission from those guys. Now, if you'd have said football, we had guys that were interested in football. Know what they did? They rented out the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California for $10 million and up net worth people that were interested in football. They gave them a grand tour of the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. They went and saw all the pageantry, all the history, private event. The Rose Bowl not even being used right now. They rented it out for them. Obviously, they flew them out there, 5-star hotels, the whole 9 yards, had that great event. And then all the while they were talking shop, and the guy ended up making $2.6 million off of that. Changed his life. The agent didn't have to do anything. So even as a new agent, if you have access to athletes, to high net worth people, to mortgage brokers, commercial mortgage brokers, to property and casualty folks. Property and casualty cover business owners all day long. That's their clientele. Partner with a property and casualty a colleague, and you can work with them to get business owners. Okay, you can do this with real estate folks. A lot of folks who are in real estate are amazing because they know commercial real estate folks that are buying, apartments and buying big buildings and strip malls and all that kind of stuff. Well, they're making a lot of money on these deals. The realtors themselves and the investors that they know, they all could use these type of wealth building products and services. We protect people's money that already have it, okay, by making sure they don't ever lose any money, and usually 2 or 3xing it if we have enough time, if they're young enough. Certainly will exit, if not 2 or 3 exit. And then thirdly, in case they do pass away, there's huge death benefits there. If they get sick, they have the living benefits in place, and they have a legacy succession plan in place because we do the estate planning and all that, like I said in the beginning. So all these things are done under the format of wealth building, and it's all been structured. You don't have to do anything except, yes, there are people making even more than that. On one deal, they're making $500K. Because I had a call this past week, Cody, with our team, our local team, our regional team. And the premise of the call was thinking bigger. A lot of agents, a lot of people, not even agents, a lot of people don't realize how much power they really have. And especially when you're licensed to do something that like 5% of this country can do, which is be an agent, you have so much power to be able to do so many things to affect so many people. But we don't know. We're literally just not educated. So we don't think big enough. We're not thinking large enough. And when you don't think large enough, you lose out on opportunities to help people at a much, much higher level. And so That's what wealth building, that's why I said in the beginning, it's a mindset. You actually have to change your way of thinking and understand that you are it. You are the it. You are him or her. And you can do things at no limit to your, except for your mindset. Except for your mindset. No, you don't need a special license for that. I said that in the beginning. This is straight life insurance license. You don't need health. You don't need a Series 6. You don't need a Series 65. None of that. All you need is a change of mindset and understand that you have the power to do things bigger than you ever thought. You're going to be the first millionaire in your family, first multimillionaire in your family, first generational minded person in your family. We talk about in the my group, we talk about generational mindset. See, we have a traditional mindset in this country. We think we got to work for people. We think we got to work 40 years. Then we get 40% of our salary with a gold watch, and that's called retirement. And then we hope that we don't have to eat out of dog food cans and we live a couple of years before we die. That's not the existence that we should have when we have this mindset, this license, and these opportunities. Partner with the professor, and you'll have all this structure. You'll have all this support. It is not me. It is not me. You're going to be able to, Cody, be your own wealth builder because you're going to make enough money to do that very quickly. And you can start immediately. And you're going to be in a position to help so many people on so many levels be able to achieve things that they never thought were possible. And it is. It very much so is. And that's what, is exciting about what we're doing, because here's the thing, for all the agents that are on here, we're just scratching the surface. We're just scratching the surface. We really have so much more that is going to be, and we're already changing things. We're changing, people's mindsets on a daily basis. People are, they're getting that taste of blood when they get their first wealth building deal. They're like, oh my God, it would take 6 or 7 life insurance policies to get what I got here. We had an agent recently get, 26,000. He was here for 1 month and he got a wealth building deal. Doesn't even speak English. $26,000 on one deal. One deal. Now we got to kind of reel him back in because he thinks he's on easy street now. We got to tell him like, hey, you got to do this all the time, not just, today. So, but the point is, that's the kind of opportunity that's out here. You really can truly, truly build a major career. This is like Wall Street without all the slime and all the corruption and all that kind of stuff. It's a clean Wall Street in terms of how much money you can make without having to, do the things and that some of the folks out there have done. Let's just put it that way. So it's an amazing, amazing program. All you got to do is just basically learn a little bit to be able to say the right things to people that you're already talking to, that you already have spoken to, and maybe the ones that you're going to be talking to on the new leads that you get or new ways, people that you get in front of. And then from there, you leverage us. You leverage us. And again, the wealth building school will teach you all that, what to say, when to say, how to say it. And then again, you leverage our professionals to help you close the bigger deals, and we'll teach you how to close the smaller ones. You can get appointed, even if you're with other IMOs, we'll allow you to get appointed with the carriers that we have to provide these services. We'll teach you how to use those portals. We'll teach you how to understand how to structure deals. Again, sometimes we'll do it. Other times, you can do it yourself, especially for smaller ones, but you always have us as backup. You always have us to, leverage. You're moving to Naples? Absolutely. Come on down. We're here. And you're going to leverage us, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. We have an event coming up in July. We're going to be on a boat. We're going to be on a yacht, 80-foot yacht. We're going to have a private little party for all our top folks. We're going to have open bar. We're going to have free food. We're going to have a bartender there. This is life and lifestyle. We're going to change lives and lifestyle. The next month, we do it every once a month. We have these big gatherings. We're going to be on a rooftop overlooking the city of Miami. We're going to have a pool on that rooftop. We're going to have a grill. We're going to do our meeting there, but we're also going to bring people in from out of town. And we're going to do bowling. We're going to have competitions. We're going to do all kind of stuff. So we don't just work really hard to help people. We work really hard to enjoy life the way it's meant to be enjoyed, especially when you took the time, all of you guys. Yes, you can, Hector, just partner with the professor. And you can join us, even if it's, like I said, you can have all the other stuff. You could be doing health. You could be doing other final expense. You could be doing mortgage protection. We're just asking you to take a look at being a wealth builder. Well, WFG guys always come over here. They're always switching over because we pay you double. The contracts they have are half the amount we have. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So the idea of wealth building is to include, not exclude, but include. And we always use the term, we want to and everything, not or it. It doesn't have to be this or that. We just want to say, add this to what you already have. It's an and, not an or. So that's really all for one night. I could go on forever. This is what my passion is, what I love to do. But I want to hear any questions, Cody, from you, or if you want to, the group here that we have, whatever you want, man, I'm here for it, bro.
Dude, I love it. Bernard Borges, the professor, was spitting some game. Who has enjoyed tonight's webinar? Let me know in comments below if you've enjoyed tonight's webinar.
Kind of saw some math. There she is.
Let's go. So good. So good.
I hope it hits home a little bit. Hopefully you could think of some clients that you could go back to help, or some people that you didn't want to approach because you didn't quite have the products or the knowledge to do it. We can definitely help with that. If you want to just move yourself into a different category, we have leads. Matter of fact, Cody's leads. Cody himself has leads that can put you in front of high net worth people that you can help with their 401k. The average person that Cody put you in front of has $200,000. You understand what just an annuity, not even getting crazy, just an annuity. Yes, he has great leads. I heard. Just with an annuity, you're talking about making $15,000, $16,000 per deal from Cody's deal. Cody has guys, I'm not going to mention the name, but he has guys that are making $100,000 a month, $100 a month in commission, not sales, averaging $70,000 a month in commissions just off his leads, not counting the referrals, not counting the networks that puts them into, because you got to remember, when you sell a lead, you're selling into that network. That person, that guy, that woman knows other people like them. So we don't even know those numbers. So the point is, you better get with Cody's leads if you want to get, segmented into this part of the population. But you don't want to use those leads and not have the structure behind you. So partner with the professor, partner with Cody, get our leads, get our structure, and it's a wrap. You guys cannot fail. And guess what? You don't even have to do it. You just have to do the preliminary, make the introduction. We come in with the Zoom, make the sale, quote unquote sale, but give them the information. The sale makes itself. And then we'll fly out to them. If they're a big enough client, if there's enough on the line, we'll fly out to them. Not a problem. So it's a win-win situation. But like I said, if you got any questions, Cody, for me, or anybody has any, remarks or whatever, I'm here for it.
Hey, I did want to mention this. Where can they, if they want to learn more or speak to you, buddy, what should they do?
Oh, well, there's a lot of ways. I'm on this Facebook under Bernard Borges. I'm on IG under Borges Bernard. Or just, I'm a direct guy. Just hit me up in the DM or 305-282-6150. You can put it in the chat, bro. 305-282-6150. Just message me. From the podcast, I had about 200 people reach out to me in some form or fashion. It was a wonderful 305-282-6150. You got it. Thank you. So they can hit me up right there. If you want to look at my social media first, then you got that. I'm also on LinkedIn as well, under Bernard Borges as well. Check out our pages. You can look over there. You can check out what you want to see, or just call me, text me directly. Text is the best way, though. I'm always on the phone or talking like I'm doing now. So text me and you'll get the fastest response. If you want to make a partnership, we're here for it. We got the onboarding team. We'll get you right on track. We'll get you right into the trainings from day one. We're intentional, and we're about getting you paid in the first week that you have a carrier with us. It's that simple.
Let's go, man. Dude, you're a beast.
Come on, y'all. You got to have some questions.
Go. Any questions for Bernard, man? This has been so good tonight, man. This has been awesome. I've enjoyed it.
You've been all let me just run my mouth. This was easy. I thought I was going to be like a Q&A, so this was even better.
You did great. I love that you give out your cell phone, because they know that they can just text you questions too, which is awesome, which is cool.
Well, now, exactly. They certainly are welcome to do that as well. Sometimes I give so much information it has to digest, and I hope this video is recorded for them, because sometimes they need to, I know the podcast, some people say they had to look at it 2 or 3 times to really digest it, and that's okay. They can do that, and then, at their leisure, they can hit me up. We have a lot of information out there for folks. The webpage is Borges, my last name and associates dot biz, not com, dot biz, biz. They go on there and you can get some information there. But honestly, I'm better than my website. Call me. I got way more information on that website. We can't put all that on the website. So it's much easier just to reach out to me. I'll give you the video. That's another thing. We have a whole video package for you that you can text to your warm market. I guarantee you guys, if you join Borges, if you join the professor, partner with the professor, we're going to give you free admission into the Well Building University. We're going to give you free information to be able to text to your warm market, or anybody really, but especially to your warm market. We're going to give you the word tracks to text with it so that you're guaranteed to pick up a sale or two just because of the information and the way that you describe it. We're going to help you be able to get paid right away on a well building deal. And I'm telling you, when you get paid on a well building deal, you'll never want to come back to anything else. That doesn't mean you don't incorporate and continue on the life insurance side, but you're going to always have well building there now. And so we'll give you this free access. We'll give you access to our digital marketing team as well. That's important because you got to be able to position yourself. When you're talking about well building, you got to look the part. It cannot just be, the information you're providing. They want to see you. They want to know that you're the real deal, that you're going to be able to be somebody they can work with. So we'll position you that way. That's all part of the marketing deal that we have. And again, we'll give you access to that. Join the team, and all the stuff is open and available to you. Do you have to get rid of where you are now? No, stay where you are too. We're non-captive. We're equal opportunity folks. We'll help add to your portfolio. And he said, "Why are you giving us all this information?" Because somebody gave it to me. It's called pay it forward, and do what you want with it. But again, it's information. But in order to make the information and execute the information the way that you want to, you have to have the right mentorship. You have to have the right structure. And guess what, Hector? You join us, you'll have all of that and more, and you'll be able to become a true well builder. Now, you could take 5-6 years to do it on your own, or you can have it already in a turnkey situation right here. And my name is the professor, so I should be providing information. That's what I do. I teach classes.
Boom.
But great. I appreciate the comment because that's important. That's a question that other people have too. So we just, answered it hopefully for some other folks as well. You can always join life only. That's all we do anyways, life. So you keep your health, you keep, your Series 6 and all that stuff. That's all good. We'll take you for the life, and we'll make it worth your while to be part of the life group. And that's all that we need from you. We have, all the things available to you through that program. Again, the training, the support, the word tracks, the marketing, the clientele through Cody's leads, like I mentioned, and through just warm market, recruiting. We will help you build a business. Well building is bigger than just you. It's not just bringing you in. We want you to bring other agents in to give them that chance as well. And so you end up with 5, 10, 20 people on your team literally in a few months. And now you're well building, making $20,000 a month in overrides because you blessed other people with the opportunity that they didn't hear from unless it was through you. So you can make money through your own deals and also on the fact that your people that you sponsor are now making deals. One guy comes in, makes a $50,000 deal. You get 10% of that. That's $5,000 on one deal.
It's awesome.
How do you acquire access to Cody's leads? Give me a call and I'll get you set up. Or Cody, you can tell them too.
Cool. For my office, you can always go to codyaskins.com/call and actually book a call direct with my team. So
there you go.
Bernard, it's been fun, brother. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate yours, man. I look forward to doing it again. I'm going to see you next month in Dallas. And I'm excited to talk more well building at your 8%. I'm looking forward to it. You got some great speakers lined up. I'm plugging Cody. This is an awesome event. You as agents, you should want to be there. Get your flights now. Go to Dallas and get your tickets because this is going to be one you don't want to miss. I'm excited for it. I'm telling everybody I can. And we're excited about, having the opportunity to speak in any capacity to help out on the well building side, bro.
Let's go, man. Dude, I love it. I appreciate everything you're doing. Also, we said when the conference is July 19th through the 22nd. It's about 38 days away. And we have tickets for as low as $97. So I just threw the link in chat.
Amazing. $97. Yo, Cody, tell them what they're doing. What's going to happen here? What would they get for $97? I want my agents too.
Let's do it, brother. So I'll share the screen real quick. Can you see
Cool.
this? Okay, so this is our Dallas event that we do once a year for about 1,000 to 1,200 agents. This year we have the ET hip hop preacher, Mr. Eric Thomas.
E.T. Thomas.
Let's go. Carlos Boozer, two-time NBA All-Star, the real Bradley, Emily Ford, Jen Gottlieb, some amazing people in Dallas for 8%. The reason we do this conference is because 92% of insurance agents fail. So we're super excited about this event. And you can actually check out some of the different ticket levels as well, where you can see it's as low as $97 or the front row is sold out. So between $97 and $1,500, just depending on the different ticket types. So
Love it, man. I'm excited
parties
to hear from all these guys. They're going to all bring their different, experiences to the game. And it's going to, if you take notes, you have a lot to take back with you. You'll have a lot to take back with you. And it's amazing that you're able to, have the influence to bring these kind of guys together. So kudos to you.
Dude, thanks, man. It's a lot of fun. Love doing it. And it's super fun for everything that we're doing, which is cool. Well,
I'll be there, bro. And I'll be happy any way you need.
You guys thank Bernard for being on tonight, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for joining us. Have an amazing week, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, B. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, Cody. Take care, man. Bye-bye now.